have a responsibility to make sure that the students that come out of our school system understand what it means to be an American. They need to understand that our rights come from God, not from the government.
That statement from Governor Ron DeSantis quickly getting attacked by Congressman Eric Swalwell, who appears to sarcastically post on Twitter, quote, "It's not like separation of church and state is in the Bill of Rights or anything."
But critics quick to point out that the phrase is in fact not found in said Bill of Rights. Joe Concha was found on said screen, and he joins us now. Joe, first Fang Fang. Now this. Does he ever not stop and think about what he says or how he acts, or is Swalwell just not that bright?
Swalwell is like so many folks that use Twitter way too much. They don't think before they thumb, right? They just have a thought and they have to react to it immediately and don't actually dwell on what they're doing. This is a guy who has 1.4 million followers, right? So when he does speak on there are some folks, especially on the left, that do listen. But he's basically the Lloyd Christmas of Congress, all right? If that Dumb and Dumbing character actually lived on Twitter, it didn't exist then when the movie came out. But Swalwell is like so many lawmakers. They're on there just constantly tweeting, particularly snark, things at the other side, at their opponents, instead of actually working or reading up on history. Look, a separation of church and state, it's basically a political argument, and it emerged out of something called the Establishment Clause. It's not actually in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights, but here we have Swalwell not only insisting that it is, but then when he got the criticism that he did, he just said, oh, the right's melting down. This is great. He's basically a teenage Twitter troll. The problem is he's on the Intelligence Committee in the House. So this is somebody who actually has power and will never be voted out because of the district that he serves in California.
Joe, we had the Florida and New York primaries last night. We're inching towards the general election. And the New York Times recently laid out big tech's misinformation policies ahead of the 2022 midterms. The article warning the fact-checking team have reassembled, and warnings about misleading content are cluttering news feeds once again. As the United States marches towards another election season, social media companies are steeling themselves for a deluge of political misinformation. Well, we have an example of that very thing. Last hour, we spoke to Florida Republican congressional candidate Dr. Drew Montez Clark, who was banned from Twitter on the eve of his primary. Watch this.
I would doubt that anybody watching this show thinks it's a glitch to silence a black conservative on the eve of the election. And at this particular point, I don't know how we can allow this to happen, because this is a pure example of what I would call electioneering, interfering with the election, and we cannot allow that to stand.
Yeah, so he's going to the general election in November, and that decision was reversed, right?
Yes.
The Twitter decision. But it does feel like these glitches always go in one direction and one direction alone.
Indeed, Carly. I like that New York Times story that you just read a little clip from. The fact checkers have reassembled. Where did they go exactly? Why do they need to reassemble? Have they been around for the last 20 months? Because I'm pretty sure that there have been things to fact check coming out of our current administration in the White House. But this is deja vu all over again, right? Nothing has changed at these companies. They serve as communications platforms, and important ones, but also as political activists that support and serve at the pleasure of the Democratic Party. There's no other way to put it. And just like they censored and suppressed the Hunter Biden story, even going so far to lock out accounts or make sure that people can't use them, as we just heard from one candidate there. You know, even if you simply shared the Hunter Biden story in October of 2020 that broke out of the New York Post, your account was locked out. Ask Kayleigh McEnany. She was the White House press secretary at the time, and that happened to her. So they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep taking a side, not just up till these midterms, but obviously going ahead of the 2024 presidential election, because they can. They can get away with it. We kept hearing about how Section 230 is going to be repealed and revoked and reworked. But as long as Democrats are in power, they're keeping their super PACs around. The super PACs being all the aforementioned tech companies that we just talked about.
Yeah, and that's why Elon Musk possibly buying Twitter was so exciting, because he wanted to make it more fair, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
He may be forced to do it. So.
That's true. Joe, we got to leave it there. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. See you Thursday.
Absolutely.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.